And these are now pitches by associations. We have a playground ready. You know the framework, legal framework. And now let's see social entrepreneurship ecosystem and partnerships in the Baltics, how that works. Social entrepreneurship ecosystem, what collaborations are being developed already by the leading organizations in the field, in the countries. You can ask questions and please listen carefully. Now we will begin 5 minutes by Director of Social Entrepreneurship Association of Latvia, Regita Zēļa. You already know her.
Yes, hello and welcome, and today it's my pleasure to talk about ecosystem in Latvia and one specific partnership that we have created here. So who is who in our social entrepreneurship ecosystem? First of all, we have those RUPORs that are, of course, Welfare Ministry of Latvia, us as association gathering together more than 126 members, both NGOs and social enterprises. And as for the capacity building, we have very vibrant players in our ecosystem. The main ones in the social entrepreneurship being the New Door, Social Entrepreneurship Accelerator, and Reach for Change Incubator. There are many organizations which are there for the ecosystem of enterprises like business incubators of Investment Agency of Latvia and more than 7 universities offering courses or programs for social entrepreneurship. As for the finance, as you already know, we have ESF grant run by state institution Altum, which was mentioned by Welfare Ministry, as well as many other finance instruments that are available and used by social entrepreneurs. And we can say that recognition is growing. There is more and more municipalities, media attention, and the other institutions recognizing the importance of social entrepreneurship and that social entrepreneurs can make the change. If we zoom in on what we as association do, we work in 3 main directions. First of all, it's the capacity of our members. Second of all, it's advocacy for their needs. And third of all, it's a raising awareness of the general public. There are around 55 public events that we organize each year and more than 400,000 direct audience that we are reaching, and we are #1 in social entrepreneurship in Latvia. But of course, as every organization, we have challenges. And one of the challenges that we started to understand is how to bring social entrepreneurship to the regions of Latvia. And together with British Council Latvia, from 2017, we started to experiment and to try out 2 approaches. First of all, we tried bottom-up approach with ambassador network coordinated by us in the regions of Latvia. And second of all, we understood that it's not enough to bring awareness to the local communities, but we also need to work top-down. Focused work with local municipalities really matters, and that's where the magic happens. So what we did was that we had 3 pilot municipalities, which were Rezekne, Līvāni, and Ogre municipalities. And our aim was to strengthen the cooperation between social enterprises and local municipalities and also inform the wider society about the role of social enterprises. So what we did together was that first of all, we mapped the situation in the local municipalities, created the awareness and experience exchange for those municipalities. Second of all, we built the capacity and bridges to really bring the cooperation to those municipalities and to those localities, online consultations and educational webinars. And third of all, we created a really good toolbox so that any municipality would know what they actually can do in terms of the legal framework of the social enterprise law here in Latvia. And what we learned through this was that top-down and bottom-up approaches make a difference. That's where the magic happens. If we work together to bring awareness to the community, but also work with the local stakeholders because they are the ones that they can bring the change to their local ecosystems, create local ecosystems in the region so that social entrepreneurs would feel welcome there. And focused work really brings results. But of course, it's really important that there are a specific personal involvement from stakeholders. It's the key for the success. And what was the impact? First of all, it was very important that we mapped more than 60 potential social enterprises in those 3 municipalities. We created the practical toolbox that was used by all of the municipalities in Latvia, and it can still be found on our website, and it's a good tool for them to understand what's their role in this. And we can see that after our work, there's growing interest from all level stakeholders in the regions. And also, the president of Latvia stressed the importance of the social enterprises and the work together with the municipalities. And tomorrow, we have the municipality elections. And after work, we can see that more than half municipalities, some of the candidates have their promises to create even more vibrant social entrepreneurship ecosystem in the regions. And we can see that that's the impact of us working together with the municipalities to really bring the change to the regions. And I would like to finish with the quote of my dear colleague Madara, that one can do a lot, but together we can achieve even more. Let's collaborate, let's partner up, and make even better change here in the Baltics. Thank you.
Thank you, Regita. Perfect 5 minutes. And by the way, if you hear some noises here, those are just gentlemen washing the roof right above us. So we are in the middle of action. And some seagulls, of course, because Riga is quite close to the sea. Now, let's hear the CEO and Senior Consultant of Stories for Impact, Jan Ups. Welcome, Jan.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Let's see.
Yes?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Jan Ups, and I was asked on behalf of Estonian Association to do the presentation. I was a co-founder and long-time leader of Social Enterprise Estonia, our association. And as the focus of the presentation is on impact measurement partnerships, which I'm daily working at the Stories for Impact, which is a consultancy and research agency for social impact management. So I'm giving this brief overview. And like you saw about the Latvia, also Estonian social enterprise ecosystem is very diverse. Here is one of the ways how the borders between different sectors can be drawn, although those borders are quite artificial. And to give just a few examples, number one, you already heard the presentation of our Ministry of the Interior. And under Ministry of Interior, there is a National Foundation of Civil Society, which is already from 2009, has also supported social entrepreneurship as one of the eligible priorities. So non-profit associations and foundations, their capacity building as social enterprises. Number two is our association, Social Enterprise Estonia, which is doing both capacity building and advocacy for the sector. Number three is Estonian biggest startup competition, and one of their big sponsors is SEB Bank, for example, and social entrepreneurship and social startups in general have already been for many years one of the special prizes at this startup competition. And from our universities, I would like to point out Tallinn University, because in our region, they are unique in the sense that they have English language master's program. So not master's course, but master's program, MA in social entrepreneurship, and it's a global program. So each year, students around the world participating in it. And there are many other interesting examples, sometimes working more individually, sometimes thankfully working more in partnerships. If you're more interested, you can contact Social Enterprise Estonia about our social enterprise ecosystem. And concerning impact measurement partnerships, why those partnerships are needed, because impact measurement is not yet something that the most organizations, even social enterprises, can routinely do. they are struggling with expertise, resources, etc. So cooperation is much needed, not just those eager organizations, social enterprise who would like to measure their impact, but also some funding and expertise to support them, because it's not yet this routine activity like accounting. And of course, disseminating the measurement examples to make it more popular and to reach more standardized solutions as well. And in the Baltic states, as well as in Estonia, concerning joint research, development and training on impact management topics, very useful has been Erasmus Plus program. For example, here you can see a few years ago a guide and a training course, Maximize Your Impact, for social entrepreneurs. It was a cross-border project, and Social Value UK from the United Kingdom was also part of the consortium. And at the moment, with organizations from Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, there is have just started a very exciting project concerning developing impact measurement and impact management for those social enterprises and other organizations who are working for the benefit of young people. So you can expect already some news from our communication channels very, very soon. And two examples from Estonia specifically. For example, Nula Incubator, an incubator for social startups, is a very good example of partnerships. So it's financed by National Foundation of Civil Society. Its implementer is Good Deed Foundation. Also, some private corporations are volunteering, and Stories for Impact is helping the incumbents to create theory of change, choose their key performance indicators, and establish a measurement system which would be easy enough for the startups. And together with Good Deed Foundation's Good Deed Impact Fund, we have also developed much more advanced solutions for those social enterprises and NGOs from the portfolio of Good Deed Impact Fund who want to scale up their impact. For example, there a very important part has been technological solutions, also IT solutions to collect and analyze impact data. So to wrap it up, impact measurement and management is the core of social entrepreneurship. Of course, it's not a routine activity yet for organizations. It needs some additional resources, some additional expertise, and cooperation is essential to achieve it. Thank you very much for your attention.
So still, you can ask questions or make comments on what you have heard, and we will read them out if we will have time right after all of the three associations. But please, also speakers, listen carefully to each other. I have one question for you all three too. Now, head of Lithuanian Social Business Association, Victoria Braziunaite. Welcome, Victoria.
Hello. Hello to everyone.
Hello.
Yes, let me share my screen with you. Is everything okay? Yes. I was asked to present.
Please share your screen.
Excuse me. Okay.
Please share
great.
Screen.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Now I hope you see it. Great. So I was asked to share with you some information about our association's cooperation with ministries. So goal of my pitch is to give that overview. But before this, I will give a some short comments about our ecosystem, its needs, strengths, and weaknesses. From my colleague from the Ministry of Economy and Innovation, you saw some situation information. So I will add some on top of that. Our ecosystem challenge and need is to build a thriving ecosystem of social entrepreneurship in Lithuania. Strength is what strength we have. So it's origin of social entrepreneurship in Lithuania, which is originated back in almost 600 years ago, when we had a vibrant non-profit sector. And before Second World War, we have almost 8,000 associations registered in the country. As you were all aware of, during the Soviet period, this was stopped and forbidden. And when just before we regained independence, Caritas, founding summit of Caritas paved the way for the social economy in Lithuania. And an active action have been taking since we joined the European Union. Weakness, I believe, is the current social enterprise ecosystem is at early stage development. We still need to define actors, relations between various actors, responsibilities. It's on the way. Here in this slide, you can see actors in our early stage ecosystem. In blue color, you see the main active actors. So at the left side, you see Ministry of Social Security and Labor, Ministry of Economy, Innovation and Agriculture, institutions, civil society initiatives and other organizations promoting social enterprises. So it's universities, our Vilnius University, Kaunas University, who have some programs in the curriculums. Also local action groups, change makers who are running change makers who are running accelerator program for social entrepreneurs, NGO, Avilys, public enterprise Gerinori. Also intermediaries, Invega, Catalysta Ventures, what could be solutions to the challenge I mentioned? It's partnership. One of them is partnership with ministers to advancing social entrepreneurship ecosystem. So here you see on the left side our association, which was established in 2018, and our main aim and mission is to contribute to the creation of favorable ecosystem for entrepreneurship, for social entrepreneurship. And at the moment we are cooperating, we are developing our cooperation with ministries, with 3 ministries. So first you see Ministry of Social Security and Labor. We are very happy to have a cooperation under umbrella support program, which is called I CAN. So in Lithuania, it's spelled out competencies, innovation, leadership, and investment. So we are going to develop organizational capacities of social enterprises, also develop active advocacy activities. As well, we are engagement of social actors of key actors into decision-making processes, as well to conduct this year a survey of current situation on national and regional levels. With the Ministry of Economy and Innovation, we are having a constant formal and informal consultations on social entrepreneurship promotion, as well as policy making proposals from our side, and statements and comments on strategic planning documents. As you're aware of, we just in the end of last year, we had a new government and new new plans, new governmental programs were in place. And third ministry we have active cooperation with is the Ministry of Agriculture. So we are also having a constant formal and informal consultations on social entrepreneurship promotion in regions and capacity and building and raising awareness actions in regions as well. So so that's it from me. I don't see how much time I have left. So 0 minutes. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for Regita and her team. And yeah, let's cooperate for positive change in our region.
Thank you, Victoria. And yes, you will have to learn from one another, and I guess you're working quite closely already, so you will find out what are the things from these presentations you can use. Let me remind you that you can find presentations, you will be able to find them on the webpage of Latvian Association, and those will be sent also for the registered ones to the email, so you can go through and read them very carefully. Now we have time for one question, though. The rest of the questions will be addressed anyway, so not to worry about that. There's one comment. Thank you very much for involving Rēzekne district municipality in the project. It was a great empowerment of SE in the region, and the toolbox was very needed. That's by Iveta B. Thank you, Iveta. And Mother is asking a question to all three associations. What is one institutional framework, not necessarily legal, ecosystem thing missing in your countries in order to bring the SE industry to the next level? So what is one thing you really need badly? Regita.
Yes, thank you for your question, Madara. And I think the answer is that we really need some scaling options and scaling programs to really help social entrepreneurs to take the next steps. So, because we have a lot of things for the idea authors, but we really need those scaling options. And of course, private investment would be very appreciated for our social entrepreneurs. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Regita. Jan.
One of the solutions that needs to be scaled up is some basic solution for theory of change and impact key performance indicators to help social enterprises very easily plan and measure and communicate their impact, because concerning accounting and financial management, such simplified approaches are available, so we need the same for impact and impact measurement. Thank you.
Thank you. So some statistics and data. Victoria, what is your take on this?
I would like to really agree with Jan. I think impact measurement is very, very important, and in Lithuania we would need some maybe some methodologies, some support to social entrepreneurship to measure the impact. Because this, how Andrew has mentioned at the beginning, how you show credibility and importance and impact of your work. Yeah, so that's
Thank you. Thank you, Regita, Jan, Victoria. I wish you a great day and cooperation between the associations and those who are giving that legal framework you have mentioned also. But then now let's see the graphic recording by Dace, how Dace was listening to you and what is the takeaway here. Well, that is getting more and more interesting. Let's take a look.
We can see social impact there, yes. It has been mentioned a lot. And there are, of course, tools and the impact for local communities. Great, great. It's amazing to see what we are doing here in the Baltics.